Yes.
That's not the impression I
I'd
got.
like it to be short and sweet.
All right.
I don't have anything much rather that I have to do. Do a little bit of Christmas shopping this afternoon.
You know what? I didn't make you one. Do you want me to put it on your computer? That's just the agenda right there.
No, I think, I don't know if it was. Only thing was the campground report.
I can put it up here when the time comes. You want to start?
Okay. Constituting a quorum, I'd like to call to order the monthly Recreation and Parks Board meeting for the city of Port Lavaca to order. The first item we have on our agenda is general discussion and hear statements from citizens. Is there anything in general anybody wants to bring up?
Short and
Okay.
sweet. Short and sweet.
I would ask you to go ahead and mark your calendars. Our next meeting would be on the fourth Wednesday of January, which is the 22nd of January, 2025. So I'd ask you to put it on your calendar. If there's nothing else, we will move on to item 2, which is approve the minutes from the regular meeting held November 27th, 2024.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Okay, today we're going to combine items 3 and 4 so that Wayne can talk about them both. The first one is item 3 is recreation, receive Parks and Recreation Operations and Maintenance Report from the Director of Public Works. And item 4 is receive monthly inspections report from the Public Works Department.
Okay, as I'd stated earlier, December has been an extremely busy month for us, and I don't have an operations and maintenance report. However, I will say that all of the events we've had were very successful. We ran out of s'mores at the Christmas at the Bayfront, which was very exciting. Disappointing for some people, but exciting for us because of the turnout. The parade was a big hit with everybody. That was great. And after briefly glancing through the playground reports, I think I'm going to shut one of the playgrounds down at Lighthouse Beach because apparently it's missing 9 bolts. And that's unacceptable. So I will address that with the crews and get that repaired and brought back up to specs.
At Lighthouse Beach.
Yeah, it's a Lighthouse.
Fun.
He doesn't have it designated. It just has Lighthouse Beach Playground. Doesn't say whether it's by the splash pad or.
What is it? He's gonna shut down one of them.
I'm gonna close down one of the playgrounds at Lighthouse Beach because it's missing bolts. They wrote on a report missing 9 bolts and didn't write in what they did to repair it. So I'm gonna figure out which one it is, close it. And make sure.
Take long though, Dwayne, I mean, to shut it down?
No.
Cause the only reason I'm saying this is because, school's out.
Yeah.
And people get crazy when the children are home, so guess where they go? To the parks.
Because both of those down there are the newer type, so.
Well, the one by the splash pad is the PVC, the one at the beach is PVC, but the one by Milford Young is not.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a new railroad basic. All 3 of them are PVC.
Okay, so it says on one of the slides is missing bolts.
But yeah, they need to replace bolts for sure.
So I will get that addressed. Any questions?
You couldn't just replace the bolts? I mean, you're saying close it down.
Until such time as they get out there to do that. It's not a matter of Except it's when we get to it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was looking at the report on one of them, it says the Lighthouse Pavilion Playground, so I thought maybe since the other one was on that one, it was the one by the water,
It might be.
seascape.
I don't know, my deal is up, so I can't move it.
The one comment that I would like to make is on the Christmas at the Bayfront thing that you were talking about, you ran out of s'mores. I really liked the fact that it was laid out a little bit more compactly than it has been. It was easier to walk around and get to the different things. Now, the one thing that we're gonna probably need to do is make sure that the snow patch and the slide that's separated farther, or something needs to be done about that.
Yeah, that's,
It was dangerous standing over there by that snow slide because
Yeah, and that one, I don't think that was us, that was the snow guys, because Tanya had told them to move it over and they didn't. They
There are
put it right next to
3
it.
things at the top of our list to address for next year's event. One, security.
yeah,
The way it's grown, there's no way we can get around not having security.
right.
2 is having the snow patches separated so that we have an area for the smaller kids to play that's keeping them in harm's way of the rowdier other kids. And 3 is having a refresh from the snow company,
Have a what?
a refresh.
No,
They'll come in midway.
So midway between the event, they'll come in and refresh the snow. They'll shut everything down for 20 minutes or so, refresh everything, and
that's a good idea.
Hey, Wayne, I did, notice something when I was going back the other day and looking through some old videos, that the first year we had those, metal barricades along the slide. We didn't do that last year, this year. I don't know if.
they quit providing them.
So they were provided.
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing that I.
We don't have any of that.
That was concerning to me, because there was a couple times little kids ran across that slide just as somebody was coming down, almost got plowed into a couple times, because they weren't paying attention, of course.
Obviously, the Parks Board doesn't really have much to do with organizing that event, but one thing that if we have it available to us, you know, those plastic like construction barrier fences that are just temporaries, that would be nice to just cordon off the area where the snow
Talking about-
patch is.
Just put some cones or something up to make it.
Well,
Are you talking about the orange fence?
Huh?
The orange fence?
Yeah,
We wouldn't be,
Huh?
we wouldn't be allowed to do that because it requires post. And if something happened, you could impale yourself on one of the posts.
okay, well, it was just. a
I think
thought.
maybe some of cones just along there make it, this is,
Well-
stay out of this area.
What I'm thinking is obviously there were some kids down there this year that were not behaving very
Yeah.
well. And I do know that according to one person to whom I spoke, they actually banned one kid from going into the snow area because he was throwing stuff at everybody but what I'm thinking is just something to confine
Yeah.
people to a certain
There were-
space.
There were 2 young gentlemen, of which I asked to leave the park and told them if they came back and created the problems again, that I would have PD give them a criminal trespass for coming back. And they were being very vulgar, very abusive to the smaller children, and very racist.
Well, there's like police officers out there. I'm sorry, I was working.
We didn't have any,
Well, there were 2 police officers in the buggy,
no, those were fire.
2 fire, okay. I thought it-
We did not have PD there.
I was standing in the case. One kid actually threw a snowball all the way over to where they were loading the train thing. I mean, that was just ridiculous. They were just launching them just at the crowd.
It was a war.
Having snowball fights.
So anyway,
And
otherwise, I would say I thought it was a great event. I liked the compact layout. a lot better.
You know, I didn't get too upset about the snowball thing until they were throwing them at the smaller children because we don't get snow here. So
They don't know.
these kids get the chance to make snowballs and have snowball fights. They don't understand. It's
Fun and play.
one of those.
Okay, that's all I would have to comment about that. All right, so moving on to item 5. Receive update on park assignments from park board members. Let's see, I think we started, you last time, so we'll start over here, Bill.
Just that big old hole right there by the concession stand, where that's that water thing, that's still working on Wilson Park, right behind.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was looking at. So just making sure. It's still barricaded.
Right.
Everything still looks really good. It's barricaded.
Speaking of Wilson Park. We had an individual take out a power pole in front of Wilson Park that fed one of our light panels. When they put the new pole in, turned the power back on, well, it was either when the accident happened or when AEP gave us the new pole and power. We burned up a control module inside the panel and we're waiting on Mosco to come fix it. So we don't have lights for the soccer fields and we don't have lights for the skate park until that gets fixed.
And also still no tentative date for the restroom, like. Up front.
We got everything in progress. AEP and the electrician should be coordinating to get power to it. And we'll be, then I'll put sidewalks around it and we'll be golden.
All I got.
All right, thank you. Dana?
He did better than I did. To be perfectly honest, I have not even been by there this week. Last time I was there, I took Brooklyn to the playground and she had a great time, but as far as going and looking with observant eyes, I have not done that and I apologize.
We have somebody there. So she's still there, I'm hoping, right?
Yeah.
The lady that takes care of it, so you're good. You're,
No,
No,
it's another,
oh, another
Ranch.
man's wife.
Talking about Lance and Jennifer.
Oh, okay.
you're forgiven, Dana.
It's another.
Yours,
I just, okay, Jody, have some. I just took a drive through Bayfront and it looks good. It looks like everything's been tidied up from the event. And didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Look good.
The lights were fixed.
And what I'm thinking about, Wayne, there's a light pole right next to the boat ramp. It's got 2 lights on it. They're AEP lights. One of them is working that shines, I guess, towards a small pavilion. But the one that shines on the boat ramp is still out.
it's been out.
Yeah, and if you notice, and I'm gonna reach out to AEP to get this addressed, where we had our tent set up.
Okay,
The reason we had a light plant there, because only one of those lights work.
yeah.
And it's the LED and it's not very bright.
But the ones by the boat ramp, they're not LEDs, but that
Yeah,
one.
one's got a bulb burnout.
And
It was
so
just-
they have, I know I let V know about that like a year ago. It's been a very long time.
It's
now. And I just realized it wasn't working when I was down there over the weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're at the mercy of AEP. We can report it and whenever they get to it, they get to it.
I'll mention that to her again. 'cause-
You know, this steel oil,
And actually, but.
You want me to call 'em?
They ought to replace it.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets dark by 5:30 already.
No.
It's sorry. Yes, you report, we are working on getting an order for 4 solar lights as you're coming into the park.
Green?
4.
Oh, solar, I'm sorry. I'm looking for fishing, okay?
Yeah, I didn't touch on that because I still haven't put all the details together for it yet, so that'll be in my next report.
Okay, Olga, you want to talk about City Park?
I got a couple of concerns, but I'm not too sure if one of them we can do anything. Right there by Ashley Park, by the baseball field, there was a whole bunch of trash. I don't know if it's wind blown, but it was a whole bunch of it. And then on the restroom on the female side, that very first one, did y'all take it down or did somebody knock it off? Because there's two stalls in that girls' restroom. And the bolts were there, but the door was gone.
That people rip them off.
I understand, but I didn't know if you were aware.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so the door is gone from that first one. This has it. The men's restroom looked okay. In fact, it kind of sort of looked like they had just been in there to clean. But the reason I wondered was because of the fact the bolts were still on the ground from the doors. I know. And then they needed to burn. They needed to burn fire. And then on the pavilion side, of course, there's ants everywhere. I thought we were taking care of that, didn't we?
I'll have to, I guess I need to.
There's ant piles everywhere.
Down.
Well, I understand that. And every time it rains, they pop up
I'll have to get with the contractors again.
to find out. Okay, and on the pavilion side, is it something that we decided not to take down that water fountain? Because there's nothing there no more over than the pavilion.
Move the water fountain.
Okay, yeah, over here by the playground, right?
There was,
And those work fine.
and I hadn't,
But how come we removed the one from the pavilion?
didn't work.
Can we put it back in there? I mean, we have the water line and everything. It looks like, well, I don't know. From my concept of it, it looks like you just gotta put another thing on there. I'm just saying when people rent it or whatever, they use it, they need water out there instead of having to go all the way over there. No?
I'll have to look into it.
I mean, this pavilion has water over here. I'm wondering why this pavilion can't have water.
I mean, I guess just not a full-fledged ADA spigot, but one of those,
They want you bad.
or a hose bed, maybe, or,
Yeah, I won't put hose bits.
so then just one,
Rip them out.
then just, like a small, drinking fountain, not a full-fledged $7,000 one.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought, hey, this one had one.
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
I won't put hose bibs in because they break off the valves and.
And I just let the water run, yeah.
Oh, and I know the water freezes and stuff like that too, but I thought, okay.
They pull in their travel trailers and
Oh, yeah,
fill up.
I've seen them. Well, that's the only thing I got on mine. Everything else looks good. The grass looks good. I mean, there's a bunch of dead weeds out there, but hey, we haven't had any rain. I mean, you know.
Get the contractors out there to clean it up.
I really think you couldn't do much for that. But anyway, well, thank you.
Greg, you want to talk about Faybauer Sterling?
Sterling Park looks pretty good. I think might need to stretch those lights a little bit. They're kind of swaying a little bit too low now. It could be the wind that's pulled them down, but we just might need to stretch them out. Other than that, that part looks good.
Okay, thank you. Item 6, receive financial status report on the Parks Recreation Department. Anything to highlight there?
Not of,
We're good? Beginning of the year?
yeah, or. We've not, anything to note going on. We did get the splash pad, canopy shade structure ordered. So,
Sorry, can we go back to mine for just a second? I just not thought of it when you said the splash pad cover. There's a couple of barbecue pits. There's kind of sort of standing out there. Is it a lot to move them?
yeah,
It's
they're,
over here.
they're concreted in the ground.
And we just dig them out or pull them out. And then over here by the street, there's a picnic table all by itself. I thought let's move it over there. You know, the barbecue pit's over there and the concrete picnic table, I mean, the picnic table's over here.
Yeah, we,
And do we have any more picnic tables or no?
we do, we got to put them together and well, the only way it's gonna stay where we put it
Because you bolted,
is if we anchor it down.
right?
And I got a lot of complaints about anchoring them down because people can't put them where they want.
Well,
Right.
Too bad. But that barbecue pit sits by itself, way by itself over there. You know what I'm talking about?
I was requested of council not to bolt them down because people like to move them to wherever they want them.
That's true too. At the pavilion, yeah, especially at the
They
pavilion.
don't stay at the park either, because they take them home.
Then they get loaded in trucks and just,
Oh, they're,
and,
they like them. They bonded.
you know, my guys go over there to clean the restrooms and take out the trash and do playground inspections. There's not a whole lot of anything else they really police.
It's a rain.
And I mean, I could move the barbecue pits. But where would I move them to?
To the one that's a picnic table by itself, and I think that one is bolted. Cause it's just standing out there by itself. I mean, there's nothing around it, no trees, no nothing. Barbecue pit.
I have to look at it,
Yeah.
because sometimes they go out there and they set up their little
Right.
or picnic areas
Yeah.
around it. The other thing is those barbecue pits are placed away from other things so that you're not smoking out the kids or you're not smoking out the people in the pavilion.
That's where the kids hide drugs, man. They won't know where to leave the drugs anymore. You know?
But we'll look into it.
We don't think about stuff like that. Maybe leave it alone. They need a hiding spot. Oh, well, anyway, just, either that or put a picnic table over there is what I was thinking.
Is that all on that item?
Yeah, sorry.
Item 7, discuss financial reports at Lighthouse Beach Campground.
Yeah, I put together, updated what I presented last month. Through November and then what we had in December. I mean, I don't have that in front of me, but I think generally we're running about, I guess, 50% of the past. Just, again, just monitoring it, at some point, I know we talked about maybe going back to council and I did look though, that what was adopted was not 2 months, but was,
No, if you go back to the minutes, they adopted 2 months. Tim was adamant about it. It just never got changed in the ordinance. It hadn't been codified yet.
I thought I looked at that and I know what's on the website is 3. And but I don't know, we'll have to look whatever's the minutes. I thought I did look at the minutes and that was 3 and not 2. I know what was proposed was 2, but I think what they ended up voting on was 3.
But yeah, we've seen significant decline. Comparing August of 24 to 23, we're 10,000 shy.
I mean, yeah.
September 23, we're 11,000. October of 23 to 24, we're at 8,000. And in November, we're trending back up to near 10,000. This is just not near 10,000, near 6,000. We're taking a beating. We really are.
Is it because of the time that they can only stay there?
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's because of the time or the campers aren't taking into consideration electric is included. Because they look at other park prices and this is the price and then they pay electric on the side. I don't think they're looking at this from that point of view. Because our rates are considerably higher, but we have electric combined.
do they have to pay separate electric at the other place?
Yes.
I think it's more the time limit. The time limit that they can stay parked there because nobody wants to pack up their whole campsite. It's a pain in the behind, even when you're short-term camping. I can't imagine if you were living there, having to pack it all up and move for a week. And
Lorena, can you go, are you able to get on and look with the minutes for that? The councilman, when they actually adopted that rate, I think that was in August, wasn't it?
I don't have, let me see if I can find the index. I don't know if I can get to the index.
You remember Wayne when we did?
Well, we've had probably 7 meetings since then.
Cause I remember I looked at that, and I know that that's what's on our schedule on the website. I thought I went back and looked at the minutes to double check it, I may not. But I know what's on the website says 3 months, what we put on the rate schedule. So I don't know if that was a typo, what they actually voted on.
Sorry.
That's all right. Get you on the spot there.
yeah,
Did I put a note in on that spreadsheet?
no, no, ma'am.
Either way, I mean, it's either 2 or 3 months, but it used to be 6.
So you think August? I can't get the,
I mean, if you go look at the rate schedule and see when that gives you the month.
May have been July. May have been July, because the rate drop started in August.
Yeah, that maybe.
Well, also I was thinking about when I was looking at this report here, a lot more or a lot less, but mostly doing less work is not so much in construction. You know, like it was before.
I don't think so, because there's still
They're
RV parks that are out toward Olivia and Edna that are full.
Well, one of the things we have to bear in mind is we are not catering to people who want to live at a RV park.
Yeah, that was the whole reason for the time limit. We don't want contractors living at the park.
Well, I mean, the other alternatives that we've got to make a more concerted effort to boost advertisement for the park and get people there, because where we're at right now is not sustainable.
No,
Oh, it's not,
and
especially another 2 or 3 years.
what's the harm in the contractors living there? I mean, truthfully,
Because we're trying to be a tourist.
I understand that, but I mean, let's be practical.
You got 2 things right there at the park. You got RVers, and then you got the general public that's coming in with their kids and all of that. And the park, you don't know what's in, because you don't know what's there. And I'm talking about the criminal part. You have to think of 2 things. We're offering 2. We're offering an RV park, you can go park, because we don't know who. And then we got our family that come through there, and we have the bird walk, and people are walking through there early in the morning, early in the evening.
And dark.
And then they got all the kids, so we have to protect one or the other. And for me, I'd rather protect the public that's taking their families, and the other guys, sorry, I don't know who you are. And we have to start thinking like that even now, more so. It's gonna get worse. It's not gonna get easier.
That's true.
You think the police department got problems? They haven't thought of it yet. It's coming, and we have to be aware of what we're offering to the public. So it's a lot to think about.
It is.
I hear you. I don't like that.
I don't either. I don't
We
like
can't be
saying it.
safe in our own small town and have,
And Wayne's crews out there trying to put up the fires that, clean up, clean this, clean that, and he's surprised at what they pick up. I've been out there. I've seen it.
I'm coming.
So do we want to shut it down? I mean, if it's
I
not.
think we're not- but careful. At least have some sort of enforcement where we can go check. But you have the PD that goes by there a lot, but still. The way that the crews come and go from the construction sites, it's at all hours. So you don't know if they're working, day, night shift, mid shifts. All the time. And then they bring in other people too, so it's not just them.
What is the status of the gate? Did we get the second quote?
I've not received the second one yet.
I guess
So
we need to.
June tenth was the second reading.
June, okay. So, I think we need to call them and if they can't get us a quote, I guess by the end of the year, just send us a note bid. So we can move forward.
Say that, I've reached out to them, said if you're not gonna quote it, send me a no bid, and I've got nothing. They've not even touched base with me per email on. Back from email on 7 emails sent to them.
You got phone number?
Yeah, buried on my desk somewhere.
Yeah, send that to me. So we can get that off dead center and we can get ordered though.
So what kind of action are we gonna take on this? It is on the agenda. Do we need to take action on it, Jody, or something?
No, I mean, it's,
Just FYI?
as for now, I mean, we can, I think right now, just
It's
to,
still too early to,
I mean, we're still, we know we're not in height of the month, it's just, but we need to monitor it. And if over time there is no improvement, particularly when we get it into springtime weather, then, we'll need to.
In a bigger picture, people may not be traveling quite as much as they used to either.
True.
Because we haven't had the greatest economy, despite what we've been told on the mainstream media. So that it could be just a cycle we're going through too. So,
Yeah, everybody spent their money.
like Wayne is hinting, it's probably too early to jump the gun and solve a problem that's not a real problem yet.
yeah, for right now, this is just informational.
Can keep a pulse.
We're
So,
watching it closely
yeah,
and we will make recommendations one way
it is,
when we need at least a year and a half's worth of data to
right.
discern
And
any.
the other thing too is, my first reaction was, oh, maybe we need to go out and survey the situation talk to people. But how do you survey people who aren't coming?
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that would be a challenge for,
I think we will, hopefully like when the bird festival's here, we can hopefully get them.
Yeah.
And maybe get the word out or that, get some new people in here, been here, and then
That's,
word of mouth and start.
that's the whole thing. The more events that we hold that involve that park, the more it's gonna fill up with tourists.
well,
And that's what we really want. We want the tourists to come in
and
because that makes use of our golden goose.
Yeah.
That's sitting there.
certainly like the birding festival is gonna bring in probably quite a few of the RVer types that like to travel place to place and do that. And so those kind of events are what you're talking about to bring people in. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Is there anything else?
Good journey.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
You have a second, all in favor?
Hi. Merry Christmas.
Thank y'all for being here.
Guys,